Hello student, in this video I am going to discuss about uh, how we can write a system proposal. Suppose you are going to write any project, or suppose in the next semester or after the next semester there will be some projects, mini projects, major projects like that. So in that situation you need to write a system proposal, or you can say a project proposal. So in that situation you need to write that proposal in a proper manner. So to understand that, we need to go through how we can write the report. So here you can see the system proposal deliverable is usually a formal written report or oral presentation intended for system owners and users. Therefore, the systems analyst should be able to write a formal business report and make a business presentation without getting into technical issues or alternatives. So don't need to go to the technical issues and alternatives during that system proposal or the proposal of your project, but you need to go through you need to write a formal business report or make a business presentation without getting into the technical issues or alternatives. So let's survey some important concepts written reports and presentations. So we'll try to go through in this video about written reports. In the next video I'll try to complete the presentations. So next, to write a report, to written report is most abused method, means most used method by the system analyst to communicate with the system users. There is a tendency to generate large voluminous reports that look impressive. Sometimes such reports are necessary, but often they are not. If a manager receives a 300-page technical report, a manager may skim it but not read it, and you can be certain it won't be studied carefully. So it is important how much effort you need to give while creating that report, because too much effort is also a bad thing and too less effort also a bad thing. It should be precise so that the manager or any other person who are scrutinizing your report should be able to read it with patience. So length of the written report should be like, it might be various lengths might be there, like trial and error has taught us about report size. The following are general guidelines on limiting report size, but it might vary depending upon the situations. But as a whole, it's a trial and error type of values given here, like suppose to executive level managers, suppose you are writing a proposal to executive level managers, then your report should be within like 1 or 2 pages. But if you are suppose going to apply for mid-level managers, then you can go for 3 or 5 pages. Or suppose you are going for it for the supervisory level managers, then you can go for around 10 pages of the proposal. But also if you go for to clerical level personnel, then the size of the report should be within 50 pages. So it is possible to organize larger report to include sub reports for managers who are at different levels. So these sub reports are usually included as early sections in the report and summarize the report, focusing on the bottom line. So how we can organize the written report? There is a general pattern to organizing any report. Every report consists of both primary and secondary elements. Primary elements represent the actual information that the reporter's report is intended to convey, and examples include the introduction and the conclusion. So in case of formal report, there should be a proper introduction and there should be a proper conclusion. But there are also some secondary elements, like while the primary elements present the actual information, all reports also contain secondary elements. Secondary elements package the report so that the reader can easily identify the report and its primary element. Secondary elements also add a professional polish to the report. So we can go through the, like here you can see formats for written reports in this figure. So factual formats are like introduction, method and procedure, facts and details, discussion and analysis of facts and details, recommendation and conclusion. And some administrative format are like introduction, conclusion and recommendation, summary and discussion of facts and details, methods and procedure, final conclusions, appendix with facts and details. There might be lots of like secondary elements for a written report, like letter of transmittal, title page, table of contents, list of figures, illustrations and tables, abstracts or executive summary, appendixes. So these would be actually secondary elements of the report, but primary elements will be like this one. For a factual format, this will be the primary elements. For administrative format, it will be like this one. So in case of writing a report, we'll go through a proper format. Here you'll go through a proper format, but before that we'll try to understand what are those some guidelines to follow. Like paragraphs should convey single idea. They should flow nicely one to the next. Poor paragraph structure can almost always be traced to outlining deficiencies. Sentences should not be too complex. The average sentence length should not exceed 20 words. Studies suggest that sentences longer than 20 words are difficult to read and understand. So we try to make the sentence within 20 words. Write in active voice. Passive voice becomes wordy and boring when used consistently. So you need to avoid the passive voice writing a report. You need to go to the active voice format. So here you can see one flow chart about how to write a report. So initial presentation will be like, preparation will be like define the objective, scope, strategy, clarify the material, define the readership and method. Then you can go for the outline. So if you can give the outline, headings, illustration, titles, because these flows are actually how we can proceed to write a report. It is not like that this should be first, this should be second in the report content, but actually we need to understand first the initial preparation. This is the initial preparation, means what will be your objective, what will be your scope, what will be the strategy, and what are the materials will be required, and you need to clarify those materials. Then define the readership and methods. After preparing this initial preparation, you can go for the outline of the project. So in the outline, it should be like the headings and illustration titles. Then you can go for the two part. One is draft the text, then draft the illustrations. Illustration means figures, tables, etc. Those will be included in the illustration part, and draft the text. Then you can merge it, rewrite that thing and edit. If you need to go for again, you can go for this part again. Then again you can write this, and again you can draft the illustration, again do this. Then you can go for the final type, then final version of the report, then go for the proofread, and again reproduce or bind the project and check and distribute. Distribute means, or you can say, you can provide to the manager or other person who are intended to seek it. Eliminate jargons, big words and dead words, means you should not use a very tough word which will be not familiar with the scrutinizer, or like big words or dead words. So for example, replace DBMS with database management system substitute. So for accordingly, try useful instead of advantageous, and use clearly instead of it is clear that, like that. So this is all about how we can proceed to write a report. There are various other ways to write a report, or you can go through the internet to find out how we can go to write a report. First, this is basically the basic idea about writing the report. You need to, mainly this part is very important guideline. First is the paragraph should convey single idea. Second, sentence should not be too complex, and also write in the active voice. And last one is about eliminate jargon, big words and dead word. You need to keep it that way so that it can be easily readable to the readers or scrutinizers. So try to go through the contents again. It will be very helpful for you, because you are going to develop some systems in case of mini project, in case of major projects. So if you find it difficulty, please let me know, or if you want to add something more, then also let me know. or we'll try to discuss that over Google Meet. So thank you. I'll try to complete the next part, is that is about how we can give the formal presentation, or what should be the layout for the presentation. So thank you.